Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com, and this will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, August 31st. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're somebody that uses charts as a trader, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to make good decisions as a trader, then this will be a video for you. Real quick before I get started, just keep in the back of your mind that if you're enjoying what you see as I go through the video, then I do want to personally invite you to get signed up for this free live class that I'm offering this upcoming Thursday. So like I said, if you're interested in learning more about charts and the tool of technical analysis to build consistency, then if you're watching on YouTube, there's down in the description box, there's a link that you can use to get signed up. Or if you're watching at claytrader.com, there's an area right on the webpage there that you can click to get signed up. So like I said, just keep that in the back of your mind. And if you're liking what you see as I go through the video, then I definitely want you to get signed up for the class. First one here, ticker symbol BBIG, did this analysis on Friday, was on the top 10 list, and what a big movement it had today. It has since pulled back from that initial surge, but there's still a couple of key dynamics here to watch moving forward. First I'm going to do is actually a little house cleaning to get rid of that line. But the first update comes about just based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So going into the day, that 580-ish mark was a level of resistance, but with the big gap up above it, that would now be considered an area of support, which is important for those people that maybe like to play pullbacks. Now, while there's no such thing as a guarantee in the market, is that at least valid? Is that at least a rational thought that if the price were to pull back to 580, could it potentially recover and bounce back up? Yeah, absolutely. That is more than valid. That's not some sort of random area on the chart. That does carry significance. Again, is it guaranteed to happen? Absolutely not. There are no guarantees. But as far as what our job is as traders and why the tool of technical analysis is so important and helpful is it allows us to make not random decisions, right? We don't want to be making random decisions. We want to make good logical decisions, and that's what 580 represents from the pullback point of view. But on the flip side of things, maybe you're a breakout player and you're saying, okay, Clay, well, where could this potentially signal as an area that, the breakout or that the pullback is over and that the strength is returning? In my mind, that key breakout area sits right there at that $8 mark, which was essentially the top part of this, longer term consolidation throughout the latter part of the day. So keep an eye on that. Again, no guarantees, but is it at least valid and rational to think that if the price gets up to 8 and then pushes up through there, that break could create some more additional upside buying pressure? Absolutely. So in my mind, those are definitely the two main levels to watch on BBIG here. Again, $8 key breakout point, and then the 580-ish mark key pullback point. Next one here, ticker symbol GSAT, and what an absolutely monster day this one had, especially when you look down here at the volume. Just truly gigantic, and of course the price behaved nicely with it. And this one is very cut and dry moving forward. And the line here that I'm about to draw, I don't want to come across like this is some sort of great discovery on my part, or that I have some sort of special talent to draw this. The exact opposite. This line that I'm going to draw right here at $2.40 is an area that lots of people are going to be watching. A lot of people, even with basic understanding of technical analysis, will be watching 240. And I say all that because when a lot of people around the world are watching the same level, wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So again, guarantee? No. Is it at least valid? Is it at least rational to think that if the price could get up to 240 and then push up through there, that break could very well create additional buying pressure? It absolutely is. So keep an eye on $2.40 as that main area of resistance. In terms of levels of support, main level to watch in any sort of type of pullback would be right down there around $2.10. But yeah, as far as kind of the key level that I think the most people are going to be watching, especially from the breakout standpoint, is it's all about that $2.40 mark. So let's see if the price can get the break of that area or not. But no doubt about it, absolutely monster volume today. Next one here, ticker symbol AMC, and a very good day, especially from the technical point of view. And this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the previous videos that I've done, but talked about that trend line right there. And you can see today got the nice solid trend line break of that level. Sure, the price pulled back a little bit this afternoon, but overall, like I said, that's the context. The trend line has been broken. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these lines here as they've all served their purpose for now. So zooming back in here, really the big question right now is, okay, well, yes, it broke the trend line, but is there some true power behind this trend line break? In my mind, that's where $42 comes into play and is important. And I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen, but just for explanation's sake, if the price were to come down to 42 and then fall down below it, what would that be doing to the price? That would quite literally be putting the price right back inside of that range where it just was. And I mean, not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that go back to where they were, not exactly a sign of genuine power or true strength. But also, to be fair, no price just goes straight up. So maybe the price comes down here, behaves like that, and then starts to work its way back upwards. Now, what would you have in this situation? Well, now all of a sudden, you'd have a set of lows right there. you'd have lows down there. And if you envision each of those as stair-steps, well, hey, now you have stair-steps making progress in the upwards direction. And that's the name of the game. That's what a truly strong move is going to do, is it's going to make progress. And again, in this situation, the quote-unquote progress point moving forward is all about $42. In terms of areas of resistance, next key level here to keep an eye on, going to be that resistance trend line right there, right up around, let's just call it the 45.50 mark. So keep a close eye on that. But overall, again, the general context, got the trend line break today. Not just a question moving forward of can the price continue to show signs of progress. And at this point in time, progress being defined as $42. Let's see how the week continues to play out. Next one here, ticker symbol ANY. Very, very nice pattern here has formed. Of course, this all occurred today on good, solid volume. So, not guaranteed, but rational to think that, there's going to be plenty of eyeballs watching it over the next couple of days. So let's just get this pattern here drawn up. First part of the pattern is just going to be the top portion of it right here at $7.50. And then the next part of the pattern right here, the bottom part of it, I'll actually change that to green to represent more of the bullish dynamic of the pattern. And then just to keep everything kind of the same color here. So I'll draw that portion, which is known as the pull portion. Get that resistance right there, that area of support. And this would be known as a bull flag pattern. So bull flag pattern here on ANY, and moving forward, it's just really a question of, okay, is this area right here? Is this a healthy consolidation where the price is going to ultimately come back up to 750 and get the break? Or who knows, maybe this is the beginning of the end. Right now, because it's within a bullish context, that doesn't guarantee anything, but it also implies that, yeah, there seems to be a valid chance that the price could recover back up to 750 and then maybe even get the break of there because it is a bullish pattern. But again, just to reiterate, just because something's a bullish pattern doesn't mean that it's for sure going to go back up. Again, would that shock anybody? I wouldn't think so, but that also doesn't mean that it's guaranteed to happen. But again, remember, what is our job as traders? To make rational decisions, to make logical decisions. And it is totally logical based on the pattern to be bullish on it. But as always, risk management matters. But going into Tuesday, certainly a nice little bull flag pattern. Next one here, ticker symbol MMAT. Very brutal looking day depending on if you already bought. So to think that there are some poor souls that bought right there and right there. They're probably not going to have a very good Monday evening. But if you're still just watching this from the sidelines, then what makes this very interesting is that overall, so let me actually squeeze this down here a little bit. You can see that there isn't a nice overall trend, right? So from a grand scheme of things, there have been higher highs and higher lows. And with this big pullback here, it brings up the more than valid question of, okay, yeah, it's pulled back quite a bit, but maybe this is just another one of these healthy pullbacks. Right there was a pullback. Right there was a pullback. Right here was a pullback, and they all recovered. Now, does that mean that this one's going to recover? Again, of course not. No guarantees. But this one does have a track record of recovering from the past. So it's not like it's irrational for you to say, I think this thing could recover. Now, if it's never recovered before, then yeah, somebody could say, well, okay, based on what? Why would you think it's going to recover? But in this situation, to say that you think that it could recover, you have plenty of examples of that's already happening. So again, doesn't mean it's for sure going to happen, but it's at least a valid thought process to have. So if you do like pullbacks, if you're somebody that's like, I don't like to buy breakouts because I like to see the price pull back some, well, then here's your pullback. So at this point in time, it's just a question of, do you still believe in the overall trend? Because if you believe in the overall trend still, well, then you have yourself a nice pullback here within a broader upwards momentum context. And even if it just goes up to 550, from a percentage standpoint, that would still be a very nice recovery in and of itself. So overall, though, very interesting setup, especially for those of you that enjoy playing pullbacks. Next one here, ticker symbol SPRT. Still a very crazy one, especially this morning. Actually had a very respectable gap down. Let me just because when you stop and think about it, that's where the chart looked like headed into the weekend. Basically just straight down. Then all of a sudden, that opening part of the day got the gap up, and then ultimately kind of did pull back. But overall, it did seemingly get some sideways action, and maybe just maybe find some sort of bottom here right at that level at the $30 mark, which is why I'm now going to adjust this green line up to the $30 mark as going to be what I would consider that near-term level of support, and also a level that I think a lot of shorts are going to be watching. And as I've said, and we'll probably continue to say, no guarantees, but on a shorts point of view, it's more than valid to think that, if the price comes down here to 30 and then finally breaks down through it, that could very well create another round of downwards momentum and create a profitable trade there. So shorts are definitely going to be watching that $30 mark, and rightfully so. It's building itself kind of quite a bit of a track record here. But as far as the areas of resistance are concerned, nothing new here. Still got that $45 mark up there, which I talked about in the previous video. So this morning got somewhat close to that level. But never broke above it. So people that were waiting for confirmation to potentially get back in never got it, which would have saved them, having excitement and then getting stuck in some sort of move where the price rolled back over. But nonetheless, $45 still going to be that main breakout point. So really moving forward, those are going to be the two main technical levels. $45 that I think a lot of breakout players are going to be watching, and then the $30 mark, which I think probably a lot of shorts are going to be watching. So we'll see how the next couple of days all go. Next one here, ticker symbol ROOT. Very, very nasty move today, but sometimes these nasty charts are the ones that can all of a sudden recover back around and turn out to be quite profitable. So now, again, this is all a matter of perspective, right? If you're somebody that bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 10 minutes, well, then yeah, from that angle, the chart looks really bad. But assuming you're just still sitting back and watching this from the bigger picture, then what makes this interesting is there is still a nice overall uptrend. So to, better illustrate this, let's just get this trend line in play right there. And you can see that, actually, I guess I didn't need to go back that far, but let me also change this to green here to represent a bullish dynamic. But the price is now once again getting within the range of this trend line here. So guaranteed? No. But what happens if the price were to come down to that trend line and to say that, I think it could bounce? It's bounced from there, it's bounced from there, it's bounced from there before. So what's very interesting is this is just such an overblown move that you got to think that maybe, just maybe, if the price could actually make it down to that trend line, that would be the point where people are just selling. They're finally kind of capitulating, getting out, but right at a trend line where it's bounced several times before. So again, it goes back to the fact of, if you like to play pullbacks, if that fits more so in your personal psyche from a risk-reward standpoint of things that you feel more comfortable with, then here we have a very nasty play. I mean, like I said, when you stop and think about it, that it was up here and now it's dropped all the way down there, there is no doubt about it. That is a very, very nasty move. But sometimes, like I said, these nasty moves can all of a sudden turn out to, worthwhile type trades. Now, does that mean that it's going to go to the trend line and go all the way back up to 850? I'm not saying that, but I mean, even if it were to go up, let's just say half that distance right there, that would still be a very respectable move relative to the risk that's being put into play here. So of course that does assume that you're good at honoring risk and not going to turn into some sort of like hold and hope type person. But from a risk reward standpoint, and assuming you're good at respecting and honoring risk, then if it can get down to that trend line, you're looking at a very interesting setup. Next one here, ticker symbol KPLT, and I really like this setup. Got the nice move upwards, got the pullback, and then has just been consolidating very nicely with a couple of well-defined areas. So again, by no means is this some sort of great talent. This is not some sort of great discovery. So back to the talking point previously about self-fulfilling prophecies, you could definitely have that here, especially with this area of resistance right there, that little trend line, which is, based right around, let's call it $5.25. So, I mean, if the price could get up to $5.25 and get the break of there, I don't think anybody would be shocked to see the price potentially run up to the $6 mark, if not even further than that. So that'll be a key level of resistance, like I said, if you enjoy watch or playing breakouts. And then as far as pullback areas are concerned, have a very well-established level right down there around $4.65. So that's a nice little interesting level right there. So in some senses, you kind of have this little miniature ascending triangle here that's forming. So it's just a question of, can the price get the push up through the upside? Nothing's guaranteed, but given the context of things, all the volume that showed up, and the fact that it overall was a bullish day and a green day, that doesn't mean that it's going to continue to get green and green. But like I said, by no means is that some sort of random thought to have either. So keep an eye on these couple levels, and we'll see how it goes on Tuesday. Next one here, ticker symbol RGBP, down in the world of penny stocks. And no doubt about it, this one got very, very nasty today. There's no need to beat around the bush or anything like that. I don't know if anybody's necessarily shocked. I mean, it is a penny stock, and this is not the first time it's happened in the world of penny stocks. But again, from a technical point of view, and given it is a nasty situation, sometimes these nasty situations can turn out to be some nice trading opportunities. And again, in this situation, we have right there the pink line, which is the very well-known, the very famous 200 period moving average. I mean, even if you have a basic understanding of charts, I'm sure you've heard of that 200 period moving average. And right now the question becomes, okay, can this craziness, can this nasty move actually pull back just a bit more and get down on that 200 period moving average? If it can, then again, the price is not guaranteed to bounce. But and especially if you've been around for a long time, I'm sure you've seen prices bounce off the 200 period moving average, and that could very well happen here. So from a risk reward standpoint, could be a very interesting setup. But personally, I would want to see it get down to at least that level, because right now the price where it is kind of just in a no man's land. There really isn't any sort of data that would suggest that it could bounce or behave in a certain way. So, again, if our goal as traders is to make not random, entries, well, then right now would be kind of random, because there just simply isn't any other data. But down at that pink line is by no means a random area. So to reiterate, doesn't mean that the price will for sure bounce, but it's at least a valid and, logical area to think that there could be some sort of consolidation right around that area. But like I said, step one in that entire, setup and kind of process is can a little bit more panic show up? Can the chart get a little bit nastier and bring it down to right around that 0.037-ish mark, which is that 200 period moving average? We'll see what happens with it today. But yeah, no doubt about it, today was a rough day. Next one here, ticker symbol PLTR. And good news and bad news. The good news is the price had the strength to break through that resistance trend line right there, which I talked about in previous videos. And, spent the opening part of the day, broke above it, was doing a great job of staying up above it, then ultimately just could not quite maintain above it and did break down below there. So overall, though, yeah, disappointing that it was able to get through. And actually, let me extend that level out because that's going to remain that key level of resistance. But so it was nice that the price had the power, but ultimately was not able to maintain above it. Therefore, that level is still going to be that initial area of resistance to watch moving forward. But the good news is that it's not like the price came back down through there and then just started to crash and crash and crash, came down to that level of support and continued on down. That's a much different situation and would be a much worse situation. So I don't want to come across like today was a train wreck because that's not the truth. It was disappointing, sure, because it was not able to maintain that breakout area, but that also doesn't mean that the entire chart's destroyed right now. Now, again, if it comes down to that 25-30 mark, that green line there, and then blast down through there, okay, at that point in time, the discussion starts to change, and okay, maybe the bears are picking up some momentum, but as right now, I would just consider this a failed breakout with a controlled pullback where nothing has been violated, major from a support standpoint. I mean, the price is still even up above that purple line there, the 50 period moving average. So yeah, it can feel like today was maybe a bad day, but all things considered, disappointing in some regards. Yeah, absolutely. There's no need to deny that. But does that mean that everything was ruined or that it, behaved terribly? Absolutely not. It showed some strength, wasn't able to maintain it, but right now I would still just call this a controlled pullback. But the week is young, still 4 days left, so we'll see if the price can make another go of it and get up through and this time stay above that resistance trend line. So that wraps up the top 10. And again, if you did enjoy what you saw, I want to personally invite you to get signed up for the class. It'll be this Thursday on September 2nd. It'll be 7 p.m. Eastern time, so always keep that in mind. But yeah, if you want to learn more about charts, how they should be used, how they should not be used, and why they work and are a great tool to build consistency as a trader, then I'll talk about all that and a whole lot more, so definitely get signed up. And then as far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy this format and if you would like for me to continue to make videos like this, then please communicate that to me that you enjoy it, and you can do that very easily. Hit the like button, leave a basic comment, even if it's just hi, thanks, a smiley face, the number one, but any sort of comment while hitting the like button communicates to me that it's worth the time and effort to put these videos together. And as long as I know people are enjoying them, then I have no problem at all continuing to put in the time and effort to make these videos. But I just want to make sure that you are enjoying them. So if you enjoy them, if they're helpful, and you want me to keep making them, like I said, hit the like button, leave a basic comment down below. And again, if you want to learn more about charts, how they can be used to build consistency as a trader, then I want you to get signed up for the class that I'm offering later this week, and I'll see you there. But hopefully everybody had a great start to the week, and I'll see you on Tuesday.